2 years ago, Klaus Schwab openly declared that by the year 2030, the World Economic Forum would have full control over humanity. Of course, Schwab tried to frame this as a positive development for the people of the world. In his psychopathic mind, we the people need to be ruled by the globalist elite for our own good. And he's got a plan for us that involves murdering the vast majority of the world population. And for those who survive the mass extinction event, a grim future awaits. Of eating bugs and crickets, banning meat and dairy, banning private cars, and 15-minute cities that could be more accurately described as open-air prisons. Unfortunately for Schwab, the plan to lock up humanity by the year 2030 is not going to plan. The people of the world are slowly but surely waking up to the truth about his evil agenda, and Schwab is becoming increasingly terrified of being held to account. The global elite are now acting like cornered rats, and it's our job to make sure they don't escape. The World Economic Forum's Agenda 2030 is at risk of failing, according to Klaus Schwab, who has warned his fellow elites that their globalization and depopulation agendas have been exposed, and now must be ramped up if they have any hope of succeeding.
For this reason, what we have seen in the elections, in the United States, in the Brexit vote, this anger of people against globalization and against the elites. If you look what's happening in the United States, particularly, you have this anti-system movement. What we are seeing is a revolution against the system. It's dismantling the system, and we see certain elements of this now in the new US administration.
When historians look back on this era, it will be remembered as the time the globalist elite revealed their hand and began to lose grip on power. According to Klaus Schwab's right-hand man Yuval Noah Harari, the liberal rules-based order that the globalist elite have been working on for decades is suddenly in danger of being dismantled by the people of the world.
When you look at the bigger picture of the world, what you can say about Donald Trump or what he's doing over the last 2 years is one very big and important thing he's doing. He's destroying the US alliance system all over the world. I don't know why he's doing it, but in a very systematic way, they are our friends, let's destroy that. They are our friends, let's alienate them. He's alienating America's friends in North America, Canada and Mexico, in Western Europe, in the Far East, South Korea, Japan. He's in a systematic way, for reasons I cannot fathom. He's destroying the greatest achievement of the US foreign policy for decades and decades to build this alliance, this global alliance system.
And what is the greatest achievement of liberal US foreign policy according to Harari? Here's a hint. It sounds a lot like the brand of liberal authoritarian fascism pushed by Klaus Schwab from his hideout in the mountains of Switzerland.
We have built the rule-based liberal global order.
Those 5 words should be enough to send a chill down the spine of any self-respecting citizen of the free world. The globalist elite are now more dangerous than ever. They are cornered rats willing to do anything because they can see defeat on the horizon. And all those who called for a new world order are now running scared. After this quick break, we will reveal how the globalist elites are more terrified than ever before about the people rising up against them. But first, an important word from our sponsor. Klaus Schwab isn't the only globalist who is terrified that the New World Order is failing. United Nations elite descended on New York City this week to attend the 2023 Sustainable Development Goals Summit and devise an urgent plan to save Agenda 2030. Because according to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, the deeply unpopular globalist plot is in peril. In an address delivered before the attendees, including Joe Biden, Guterres said, "Today, only 15% of the targets are on track, with many going into reverse," before issuing a call for a global rescue plan to pull Agenda 2030 back from the jaws of defeat. This is what desperation looks like. Of course, they won't admit that the people of the world have woken up to their agenda. They will double down and continue with their plan, because as the Bible says, wicked doesn't sleep. Just this week, Klaus Schwab went on record thanking European leaders for passing a new chip law. According to Schwab, this is an important step to create a physical brain for digitization.
Thank you very much, Madam President Ursula. What speech, comprising so many such important issues. I just would like to highlight what you said about the European Chips Act, because it's an important step to create the physical brain for digitalization.
There is simply no room for humanity in the WEF's dystopian vision of the future. Free thinkers and truth-tellers like Russell Brand are already being deplatformed and cancelled by the globalist elite, with their attack dogs in the mainstream media acting as their propaganda department. First they came for Brett Kavanaugh with a carefully crafted defamation campaign. Then they came for Russell Brand, who was smeared by the UK's far-left Channel 4 and a team of anonymous women. It appears he was getting too close to the truth on his popular YouTube channel. And now they're targeting Tim Ballard, the real-life hero of the Sound of Freedom movie, who was warned by the globalist elite that they would end his career in retribution for daring to expose the global child trafficking industry to the masses. These are desperate ploys by the elite, who know that the people are waking up to their evil plans. But they simply won't work. The people have woken up and the revolution against the elites has begun. In WEF-infiltrated Canada, the media is hard at work pushing Klaus Schwab's insect-eating agenda. But there's just one problem. Even the TV show hosts are struggling to pretend they are enjoying the WEF's plans for humanity. 2023 is the year the elite became desperate and revealed their hand. While the battle will continue to rage for some time, don't lose hope. We are defeating the New World Order. Now their plans are out in the open, it's time that we as humans come together and shape the future that we want. The future is not written in stone and doesn't belong to them. The people's voice is about exposing what is really happening behind the scenes. Our mission is to equip the masses with the knowledge necessary to reject the evil and madness of the global elite.